Hey guys, my name is Jay Diaz. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm here with Christina Pritz with Pacific Law Group, and we're going to be talking a little bit about closings. Okay, so Christina, what do you get to show ownership at closing?
So the seller is going to sign what's called a limited warranty deed, which is actually transferring the property over to the buyer. That is the title to the property, and it's kind of like a car title. It's the document that shows that you now are in possession and the current owner of the property.
Okay, so in the state of Georgia, because that's where we are there different ways to take title?
Yes, so there are a couple different options. So if you're married or you have a partner or you're in a relationship and both of you guys are going to be on the title, a lot of people choose to do joint tenancy with the right of survivorship. And what that means is basically if something happens to one person on title, they pass away, their 50% interest immediately goes over to the other person. So there's no need to probate the property, which is a big help because the probate process can be a little bit time consuming. So their interest goes immediately over, and it just helps save time when the other person on title wants to sell the property. Another option is to put it in your business name. So if you have an LLC, you can put the property, if you want more protection, you can put the property in the business name as long as the business documents or the LLC docs allow for property to be put into the business. Trust, if you have a trust and the trust allows for property to be added, you can put the property in the trust name. Tenants in common, that's not as commonly seen in Georgia when there's more than one person on title, but tenants in common, if you and I bought a property, an investment property together, but we did not have a business formed, we could do it as tenants in common, which means you own 50%, I own 50%, and if something happened to us, it would go directly into our estate instead of directly over to the other person. And then when we sold the property, because you own 50, I own 50, you would get 50% of the proceeds and I would get 50% of the proceeds. So a lot of times investors do it if they have not formed a business yet. Let's say you and your husband got divorced and you have your own kids, and then you remarry, your new husband has their own kids, and you guys buy a property together. A lot of times they'll do it as tenants in common because they want their kids to have their 50% interest in the property. So you'll see that from time to time as well.
Okay, so tell me this, what happens if one of the parties can't make it to closing? Are there any options at that point?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now with all the COVID stuff going on, we are allowed to do virtual signings as long as the lender approves it, if there's a lender involved. That actually is ending on May 15th per the governor's order. So after that, we won't be allowed to do the virtual signings, but as of now we can. Okay. We also have seller mail away, buyer mailaways. So if they're out of state or they're in Savannah, 5-hour drive from here, and they want the documents to be emailed to them, they print them out, sign in front of a notary, they have that option as well. And then there's also the power of attorney, which authorizes somebody to sign on your behalf.
Okay, and just to make this clear, the power of attorney and the mailaways, those are available no matter what.
Yeah, those are always available. Of course, with the mailaway and the power of attorney, if there is a lender involved, the lender does have to approve both of those. Right. Lenders pretty much have to approve everything that you do that's kind of outside the norm. But yeah, those are available.
Okay, so you're able to make it a closing. What do you bring to closing? What do you need at the closing table?
So we definitely are going to need a government-issued ID, which includes a license, a passport, a gun permit or license. And if you've recently been married, so let's say you're a seller and you come to the closing and your license is different than what is on title or what is on the warranty that we were talking about earlier, we will need a copy of your marriage license just to kind of put the two together. And yeah. Oh, and then checkbooks. Buyers should always bring their checkbooks to closing just in case the funds that are needed to close are a little bit different than what they thought. So
okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is a difference, so it's good, better safe than sorry.
Bring your checkbook.
Bring your checkbook. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Christina. I appreciate you being here with us today and giving us a little knowledge on closings. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.